Hello guys, welcome to our next weekly webinar. Thank you for tuning in today, and as mentioned in our webinar invitation, today we are going to talk about how to leverage the power of automation using custom conversions. Now, before moving to this main topic of today's webinar, I wanted to go through a quick description of the platform or a quick onboarding session of the platform, because we may have some new users that may not yet be familiar with the platform, and if we continue directly to in today's main topic, it may sound a bit complicated to them. So to make things easier for everyone, let me first go and start with a small onboarding, which is the first part of today's webinar. So when you first connect to the optimizer, after you have signed up for an account, you will get to the account wizard page, where you will be asked to connect your traffic source and tracker accounts. So in order to do that, all you need to do is to click the Add New button, select the traffic source that you want to add. Let's say it could be Outbrain, it could be Taboola, MGID, it could be whatever traffic source that we support. You fill in the required information, set the time zone and currency of your account, and click Save. Once you click this, you'll click Save, you move to the next step where you add the tracker. And the tracker could be from all main click trackers like Thrive, Volume, OddsBridge, Binom, Funnelflux, Bmob, RedTrack, and Kintura. It could be as well Google Analytics, and Google Analytics is possible to be combined with all our other trackers. So while you're tracking with let's say Volume, you can still track you can still track your campaign's performance with Google Analytics and have both trackers coupled up together on that campaign and get even more insights in terms of page views, bounce rate, and stuff like that, like the Google Analytics style of information. Once you fill the same the information of the tracker like you did with the traffic source, you click Save and move to the next step. And on the next step, basically what you do is that you tell the system that this traffic source account that we connected on the first step belongs on the traffic source on this specific traffic source account found on our traffic source accounts on our tracker. Once you click Finish, it may take like 10 to 15 minutes for the system to pull your campaigns. And here you will get all the detailed information like budget, daily budget, CPC, every CPC, cost, revenue from the tracker, conversions from the traffic source, conversions from the tracker, and stuff like that. So you will have the full picture of your campaign's performance in one place. So you won't have any needs to make any adjustments or to go and get data from the tracker, go get data from the traffic source, aggregate them on a spreadsheet, and then do your calculations for optimizing your campaign. The same applies when considering the reporting on the widget level as well as on the content level. So basically, you get on all campaign levels all the information aggregated in one place. And for each campaign, we have a rules tab where the system will show you all the automatic optimization rules that are assigned to this campaign. You can remove the rules by clicking Unlink, or you can add existing rules quickly without having to recreate a rule, just by clicking Add existing rules to this campaign and click Save. Once you've added the rules, these rules will be applied to this campaign, and everything will continue working under the monitoring of the rules. In the Performance tab, you will get a graphical overview of your campaigns, performance, how it has changed. Like this is a dummy account, so I don't have any data to show you for now. But when having live campaigns, it can give you a, a clear overview of how your traffic is changing from clicks to cost or conversions. Let's say we want to compare clicks and conversions, or cost and revenue on grouped by hour or by minute or even by day. And we want to show it, we want to see how it changed based on bid changes, on budget changes, as well as status changes. And moreover, on the system activity, you will get all the system actions that have been applied or have been run over this campaign. So it could be a manual action of changing a bid, it could be a manual action of changing a budget, it could be an automatic action of a rule that blocked the publisher, changed the bid on a specific site, pausing a specific creative, changing the budget on a campaign, departing on a specific campaign, and stuff like that. So everything that you can do automatically on the platform will be logged here, as well as everything that you can do manually. When going on the rules tab, we have quite a bunch of automatic rules from block and unblock publishers, or pause and activate campaigns and ads. You can as well automate the bid changes. You can automate the budget changes for traffic source specific, because what we have tried to do and we've been focusing on is to bring the same user experience that you have on the traffic sources that you are working with. So when working with Rev content, for instance, you can pause targets. Besides pausing widgets, you can pause targets as well. Or when working with volume DSP, you can pause sites, you can activate sites or exchanges, or with Outbrain, you can pause and activate sections, or change bids on the section level. And one thing that is unique to accessing Outbrain, for instance, via API, is the change content bid. Because when playing with bids on Outbrain, you have the ability to do it only on the campaign and section level through their interface. While when doing it via the API, like we do it on our system, you can change the bid on the ad level, which will get higher priority compared to the section and campaign bid. You can change the widget coefficients for MGID, or you can basically everything that you can do manually on a traffic source is doable over using rules on our platform. So it's worth us to go into more details on that. And also, when you if you're new and you're not sure like how to set up a rule, or how to create your first rules, we have a load rules from template here, where you have a brief description of all the rules, what it will do, what are the conditions, and how you can customize it. So for instance, we have a block low landing page click-through rate, non-converting widgets rule here. We have a block high landing page click-through rate, possible bot traffic rule, no landing page click-through rate, activate profitable widgets, which is a simple rule, like if tracker ROI is greater than 0 over the course of the last 7 days, just unblock the rule because I have a profitable widget and I want to get even more traffic from this widget. The same goes for the campaign daily budget if profitable. So let's say if spend is greater or equal to $250, and we have a tracker ROI higher than equal or higher than 50%, then we might want to set the daily budget to $300. So we are upping the budget by $50. We can change the site bids based on EPC, or we can set the CPC based on the EPC on the campaign level. So basically, for Taboola, for instance, we have a rule that we can load down the bid by 99% or minus 99%, which is an equivalent of pausing the site. So basically, after dealing with 1,000 or 1,500 sites, which are the maximum limit of blocked sites per campaign on Taboola, you can add or you can get 200 more sites with a bid lowered by 99%. So you have you have 1,700 sites in total to get rid of and focus on other sites where you can get more traffic from. To give you an example of a rule, let me go to this block publisher rule. Basically, what you do here is you specify the data that you are considering that you want this rule to consider when executing. So let's say we're optimizing based on the last 30 days or last 14 days of the performance of our campaign, and we're looking to block all the widgets or publishers that have sent 100 clicks to our campaign and have generated less than 1 click, which means 0 click, or we can differently set this up by less or equal to 0. And all the widgets that have tracker conversions less or equal to 0. So everything that has sent 100 clicks to our campaign, but hasn't generated at least one landing page click or at least one conversion, it will be automatically blocked, and the system will check every 10 minutes for this for the performance of of our campaign widgets for the last 14 days if these conditions are true. And here we specify right from the moment of creating the rule what are the campaigns that we want to apply this rule to. For block publishers or pause ads or pause campaigns, we can apply these rules to campaigns from all supported traffic sources, since these are generic rules. Once we click save, we're done, and the system will take care of that. And the next feature I want to go through is the smart list. And basically, this is a shared list of publishers that you can use over several campaigns of a specific traffic source. So let's say we are running a listicle campaign in US. Let's say listicle desktop US, and I want to focus on desktop and mobile as well as tablet separately here, because sometimes we may see a different performance of our campaigns on different targeted devices. Here we specify the blacklist, which is the default one, since all traffic sources have removed the possibility to create a whitelist campaign. And here we specify the traffic source, so we can select from all traffic sources. Let's say we select Taboola for this example. We can add some widgets that we know that are not working well for us, like copying and pasting them. And then we specify here all the rules that we want this list to be written from. So let's say on all the widgets on Taboola that all the widgets from Taboola that gets blocked from these rules, let's say 100 traffic source clicks without any landing page clicks and conversions, and widgets that have spent more than $50 will be added to this list. Then we can share this list of blocked widgets among all these 3 campaigns. So whenever a new widget is being blocked by either one of these 2 rules, it will be added to this list and it will be shared among all these campaigns. So instead of spending 3 times the same amount of money on our desktop campaigns for listicle campaigns on US on Taboola, we can spend only once without having and focus our remaining budget on more important widgets that we can get more profit from. Another feature I want to go through is the campaign creation, and the campaign creation is it will basically help you create campaigns right from the optimizer without having to go on the traffic source. And the good thing with this is that it allows you to create multiple campaign variations with multiple ads right from a single flow. So basically here we select the traffic source. Let me get in this example, let me get Outbrain. We specify the account that we have selected. We enter the name of our campaign. We specify the on-air time or bid, and for this campaign we're going to start with 0.08. We specify a daily budget of $100, and we target only desktop here, and we want to target United States. We can enter the tracking code here, like widget equals widget, and section equals section, and all other tracking parameters. Here we can specify that we want traffic only from Windows and Macintosh. Then we move to the next step where we specify our campaigns, a target URL. So it could be HTTPS. This is the URL that we get from our tracker. We specify the headline. So let me quickly copy and paste them here. So it's headline 2, headline 3, headline 4, and headline 5. We can specify the site name, like the brand name, let's say the optimizer here. And we can optionally enter a CPC on the ad level. So here, let's say we're running CPC campaigns, and I'm adding these images. So I've added 4 images over here, and 5. And instead of going to Photoshop to edit my images, I can do that pretty quickly over here. So I can resize this image. I can focus this on this part. Let's say here, I want this girl to be fully focused, along with the blurred persons on the left. But now that I'm seeing, I don't like this image, and I want to add a new one. I'm adding this other image, and I want this girl maybe to be focused a little bit more, like this, and click Save. Then here I can unselect or select all the variations that I like and I don't like. So let's say after from this 25 variations, I don't like this here, I don't like this one, I don't like this one, and this other two. So in this flow, we have 20 ads created in a matter of seconds. And the next step I want to do is to assign the automatic rules. So before pushing my campaign to Outbrain, I can select the rules from the rules list. So instead of flying blind when our campaign gets started or gets approved, we can have all these automatic rules applied to our campaign. And beyond that, we can create another variation where we can specify the targeting for mobile only. And here we created a second campaign with 20 more with the same 20 ads. We can send this to a different campaign link, and we can add another rule as well. We can add another variation, and here we want to target tablet only, and we can add a different targeting link. We add a different bid and a different bid for this one here as well. So in one flow, we created 3 campaigns with 20 ads each, which totals 60 ads. And as well, we added the automatic rules that will safeguard our campaigns, as well as different bids. In case we want to create a second variation for our mobile campaigns and have different bid levels over here, we can do the same like this and move to the next step. We get a preview of all our campaigns, and once we click done, this will push all the campaigns to Outbrain, and it will we won't need to touch anything because we have done everything on our side. We just need to wait, and we have the rules that will monitor our campaigns once the traffic gets going. And this is pretty much the quick rundown of the platform. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to get into more details, I can link in the follow-up email after this webinar. I can link one of our previous webinars where I went through a detailed description or examples of creating rules and creating campaigns as well as smart lists. So it is a piece of cake to do that. It's nothing too hard to do. So all you need to do is simply put some attention to the platform, or drop us an email or a message over Skype or through our support message, and we can get to you as soon as possible and help you get things rolling the proper way. So without further ado, I want to jump to the second part of our main topic of this webinar, and it will be we will be focusing on custom conversions, and they are important because not all conversions are equal. So basically, if we're running a campaign where we have several events that we can track and we can optimize from the lowest barrier events first, or the less difficult converting events first, then we might want to do that, because we don't want to optimize our campaigns for a sale which could have a value of $75 or $50 or $35 when we can optimize for a lead where we know that the flow takes specific steps. And of course, we can start from the landing page click-through rate, and then move to the less difficult conversion first, and so on, move to the most difficult ones. So what are custom conversions, and why we need to use them? Custom conversions are basically specific events that we use to track the performance of our campaigns. It could be a visitor interaction, it could be a specific action like an add to cart, it could be a scroll depth on our landing page, it could be a time on page event. So depending on how you have configured your landing pages and your tracking, you can track and you can measure various interactions with your landing pages as well as offers. Some networks nowadays offer the ability to track more than just conversions. Like you could track leads, you could track add to carts, you could track proceed to checkout in case you're running e-com offers. So you have a variety of tracking events that you can track, and then you can optimize based on them. So this allows us to accurately track the cost of each conversion event or each step of our funnel, as well as optimize our campaigns, like I said earlier, to the least difficult converting events, as well as proactively estimate the cost of our main conversion goal. So custom conversions, some of the real world scenarios of custom conversions is basically the basic one is the ability to optimize for more than just landing page clicks. If we have a multi-step funnel, we can track leads, we can track sales, we can track upsells, cross sales, we can track reviews or stuff like that. So we can measure our funnel on specific depth of it. So if we know that the visitor that we're promoting an initial offer in first place, like it could be a lead generation, but behind this lead generation offer on our funnel, we have added another offer, which could be another lead gen, or it could be a product, physical product behind this lead gen campaign. Then we want to track that conversion rate as well, because we want to get the most out of our data, and then reuse our data to optimize our campaigns. So basically, we can separately track leads, sales, upsells, cross sales, and all the other things. If you're running e-commerce, it's crucial to track the add to cart. It could you could be using Shopify, you could be using WooCommerce, Magento, you could be using PrestaShop or whatever platform that you're using. So basically, you want to track at least all add to carts, you want to track all proceed to checkout, and you want to track all sales as well as upsales. But at the same time, you want to track product views, site searches, and product depth, so you can focus on all the publishers or all the uh, all the variables that are bringing you the most quality, the higher quality of your traffic. And if you're running e-commerce, Google Tag Manager is your friend here, so you can fire these various events with Google Tag Manager. It requires just a little bit of technical knowledge to do that, but if you have the people, or if you can do it on your own, you can get the most out of your data. Like you can track how much time a visitor has stayed on your page, or you can track what is the scroll depth that the visitor went to your page, and so see and evaluate if they are interested in your product, like if they are seeing the reviews or not, if they are decided or not. And at the same time, if you don't have a tracker, or if you're not using a tracker that supports custom conversions, you can plug in Google Analytics, because our system allows to have two trackers on the same campaign. It could be let's say it could be Thrive, it could be Funnelflux, it could be Binom, or whatever tracker, and Volume. But Volume currently supports custom conversions, and that helps a lot on keeping track of those custom events. But if your tracker doesn't support that, you can simply plug in Google Analytics, and you have up to 5 conversion events, or up to 5 goals that you can attach to your campaigns, and keep track of all these other metrics other than, or more than just keeping track of sales. Another use case could be the search arbitrage or CPC campaigns, which nowadays are seeing, or at least at the last few months, we've been seeing all around on spy tools. So basically, the problem with these campaigns is that in order to get the revenue from each event, it is required to wait 24 hours, but at the same time, we need to optimize our campaigns on time. So while we're having live traffic, and we don't want to wait 24 hours to optimize our campaigns, we have two options here. The first one is to wait and waste a lot of money. The second one is to ask the offer network that is providing us the search arbitrage campaign link to give us to post us back all click events to our tracker as conversions. So let's say we have conversion A, which is just a click event without any revenue. And then after 24 hours, we have a second conversion event, which gives us the revenue. And we can upload the revenue event to the optimizer using, or to our tracker using the manual stats update. And basically, we get all the revenue, and we can see all the accurate data, and focus on publishers that are giving us the most revenue for our campaign, and block everything that is just wasting money. A few examples about the cases that I mentioned earlier in terms of creating rules. Basically, we can create rules for lead. We can start optimizing our campaigns for leads first, as we see on example A. We can do while we are optimizing our campaigns based on the last 7 days performance. We are looking to cut out every publisher which has spent at least $5 or more. It has generated no landing page click. It has generated at least one landing page click, but has generated no leads. So in our sales funnels, we don't have anything that is any leads registered to our platform. So we want to get rid of displacements because our lead, our acceptable cost per lead is at maximum $5, because on the back end we have another product which sells at $15 or $20. So $5 without a lead could be way too much for us. So instead of keeping these publishers up and hoping for a possible sale or possible higher value conversions, we can cut these publishers out right from the first or the earlier stage of our funnel, and we can have the system check every 10 minutes and do the actions for us. Another example could be with e-commerce sites. Like nowadays, a lot of guys are switching from Facebook to natives for their e-commerce stores. And one of the things they should be aware of is that unlike Facebook, native requires quite a lot of manual work, and it requires quite a lot of it requires a sound strategy to optimize. So basically, you're not just giving away, you're not just installing a pixel on your sales or on your store, and you're letting the native ad network do the optimization, but you have to build the algorithm on your own. And in this case, you want to keep track of all the events, and more importantly, you want to add a pre-sales page. Like if on Facebook you're advertising with video that is showcasing your product, how it's being used, and what are its benefits and stuff like that. On native, if you're working with images, you might want to have a landing page first. So if you're sending the visitors to a landing page, you can start optimizing from landing page clicks. But after this landing page click happens, you need to start optimizing for add to carts. You need to start optimizing for proceed to checkout, as well as sales later on your optimization strategy. So having custom conversions available, it gives you way more data to work on, and the ability to build a more reliable strategy to optimize your campaigns while keeping your costs down. So in this example, if we're having a maximum allowance of $10 per add to cart, we just don't want to exceed that. So we're setting thresholds like if traffic source spend is greater or equal to $10, and we have less or equal, or we have 0 add to carts, we just want to block these publishers and move on with the rest. Another example is for the search arbitrage campaigns or CPC campaigns that I mentioned earlier. So basically, because we're talking about offers that are paying on pennies or on cents quite often, and it could be hard to get on a $5 payout or $10 or $15 payout on a single click for this type of campaigns. We just want to make sure we're not wasting budgets here. So in this case, on example C, we have given the system, we're optimizing our campaign on the last 7 days, and we're just optimizing for search clicks, which means these are conversions or clicks happening on the search feed that we sent the visitor. So if we have spent $5 on a specific publisher, and we have received no clicks, or we have generated no clicks on the search feed, we just want to block these publishers because the odds of these publishers becoming profitable are pretty hard. So we want to focus on the other ones. Then we have the other rule, which is on example D, where we're optimizing based on the last 14 days. And if you see here, I have selected intentionally the exclusion from the interval. So basically here, what we're doing, we're excluding today's or yesterday's data, and there's a reason for that, because we're just throwing conversion. We're on the first at the first place, we're just getting conversions from our tracker which have 0 value. Then in the second step of the optimization, we just want to optimize based on the data that we have updated. So sometimes you just want to go for excluding today from the selected interval, so the last 13 days without considering today, or the last 12 days excluding today and yesterday. So doing this, you're giving yourself time to upload your data on your tracker and get the revenue events from the offer network, as well as get accurate spend and revenue data on campaign, ad, and widget level, where you can optimize. So in this case, I have set some conditions, like if the spend is greater or equal to $15, and we have search conversions greater than 0, which are the search clicks, and we have a tracker ROI less or equal to -70%, we want to block these publishers, because these publishers are just giving us low quality clicks, which are generating very low revenue, and we just want to move on and we try to get the most out of the traffic from other publishers. So this is pretty usual. There's nothing wrong with this. So that's just an example on how to optimize CPC campaigns. And of course, there are way more combinations that you can do. And the other step is that custom conversions help us to do more than just tracking conversions. A few months ago, like it could be maybe a year now, I have posted a guide on our blog on how to detect traffic, bot traffic with volume. Like this is quite a hot topic on all mainstream forums or communities, either on Facebook or forums like STM Forum, Uplift, or Affiliate Fix, or even Mad Society, which is focused on native. Like basically, everyone is complaining about bot traffic, and this guide here gives you a slightly more complex way to optimize and detect these bot clicks. And by having custom conversions available, you can create an automatic rule and get rid of bot traffic like on the fly, without having to go and check the stats and see, oh, okay, I have this publisher which is giving me 80% of bot traffic, but I have to go and block that manually. By having custom conversions available on the optimizer, you can do that automatically and cut down the spend on your campaigns. So here's an example on how to do that. Let's say that we are optimizing our campaigns based on the last 14 days, and what we're doing is that we're optimizing or we're getting rid of bot placements based on tracker clicks, which are the campaign link visits on our tracker. We're optimizing based on bot conversions, or conversions that tell us that this click came from a bot, as you can see later on the guide that I will link on the follow-up email. And we have no conversions or no main conversions of our campaign. So basically, by having 8 conversions from bots, which tell us that these clicks came from bots, out of 10 clicks or 10 campaign link visits on our tracker, it means that we have at least 80% of bot traffic, or we're getting at least 80% of bot traffic from this placement, and we're not getting any conversion. So this might be a bit too aggressive to do, but sometimes for pop and redirect traffic, this is a solution that can get you up on better placements. As we know that on pop and redirect traffic, we're dealing with a huge amount of publishers, even on push traffic. So the next step, for instance, on native, is to create a smart list. And creating a smart list out of this remove bot widgets rule, we're basically creating a smart list that we can reuse and cut down the spend of our platforms quite drastically. And in the case that we have, let's say, a budget of $2,000 or $5,000 or even more a day, or whatever whatever the budget is, we can focus on publishers that give us revenue and we don't have any quality issues with. So in this case, combining a bot killing rule with which uses custom conversions with a smart list is something that gives you quite a lot of help in combining your in optimizing your campaigns, because as a matter of fact you're already spending way too much on our on bot traffic. Another new feature that we have introduced recently, and this came out only today, is the widgets that you may exclude from a specific rule. What does it mean is that if you're creating a block widget or a change bid or a change widget coefficient or this kind of rules that operate on the widget level, you might want to leave untouched specific widgets. Like if you're running on MSN and if you're running on Taboola and you're having you have deployed some rules like block all publishers that give that send us 100 clicks or 50 clicks or even 20 clicks without a single landing page click or without a single conversion, which might be a bit too aggressive to get rid of the low quality publishers. You don't want to apply this rule on MSN or on Yahoo Gemini's own inventory like Yahoo homepage or stuff like that. So basically you enter these widgets names over here and the rule will exclude them from being catched, and that will help you not kill potential or not kill publishers which everyone that is running on that specific network is trying to get traffic from. And then later on, by excluding them here, you can try to get more traffic by bidding more efficiently or by introducing new ads, because it varies from the traffic source and from the ads and vertical that you are using. So all the traffic sources try to do a little bit of segmentation when it comes to specific publishers. So in that case, you just don't want to kill main ones. So all the good publishers you can that are, or all the main publishers from the traffic source can be excluded over here without having to kill them quite earlier and lose the opportunity of getting that high quality traffic from them. A special deal that we have introduced, as I mentioned in my email today. Today we're going to talk about 3 deals, and the first one is from our own platform and it's valid until December 19, which is next Thursday. You can reactivate for everyone that has an expired account on our platform. They can reactivate their accounts using code restart on the product activation process. Be careful not to select products that have trial included in the description, because the trial period is granted only once per account. But on all other products, like the standard pricing, you can get the first month for 50% of the price and reuse every update or every feature that we have recently introduced. It could be that you just used our platform like 6 months ago or 3 months ago, and you didn't have all the latest updates, including widget exclusions on widget rules or custom conversions or Google Analytics and stuff like that. So simply use code restart on your reactivation process and you will get 50% off your first month. The next one is our newest baby on the family. It is called LanderLab and it is a landing page building platform. Like, instead of spending half of your days coding manually on code editors or dealing with server issues, dealing with server maintenance, adding, paying extra costs on server fees and stuff like that, you can just sign up for a free account. We're still in beta for this product. We just welcomed a few of the optimizer users in this new platform first, and so far the feedback is wonderful. Just make sure to sign up. It's free. It won't cost you anything other than help you. So just sign up for an account and you will get a visual builder. You have a list full of templates that you can use for native, for pops, for push, for I'm quite sure that there could be even templates for Facebook ads as well. So it's a real deal. Like you don't have to lose anything. In case you have any questions, make sure to visit our support portal, which is support.theoptimizer.io, or just drop us an email at support@LanderLab.io, and we will get back to you as soon as we can, like in a matter of a few minutes, if not an hour or so, and help you with setting up everything. And maybe next week we will go through a demo of this new platform. Also, if you guys have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in, and wish you guys a great weekend. Till next week. Bye bye.